Hello and welcome to another edition of Sights of the Internet. I am Codex, the host of the endless voyage of junk and nutrition that is harbored right here on no other place than the Internet. And like I've previously stated, some of the stuff that I will and we will be reacting as there will be other people hopefully in the future to partake on this channel and do similar things as what I am currently doing. And nothing here is really new ground where I don't feel that we'll ever come here with a flag and say, hey, but we will divulge what we feel is new information about ourselves here at Sight, Sounds, and Conversations and what creates the inner workings of what we do here, or at least what keeps us going. And for me personally, I've always had a distant observation with the TCAP community. And those of you who don't know the TCAP community, well, that's just an abbreviation of To Catch a Predator. And yes, that does have a community in the same way many things have fandoms, from superhero to sports teams, clubs. And this is another unique and, at least in my eyes, community to uh, watch for in the ways of which they've also, I feel personally, played a role in weaving an inner working of the net in a sort. And that's not just to say on a micro level, it's more of maintaining the flame of To Catch a Predator alive. And the reason I bring all this up, because along with that, the person we're going to be reacting to today needs no introduction. But for those of you that for some reason just stumbled on the internet and To Catch a Predator for the first time, we will be introducing him as none other than Lord Armstrong, our very cod father and savior, who joins us today with Chris Hansen here on the hot seat. And I've always had a lot of thoughts about not just this show, but Lorne in particular. I used to watch this show pretty much when it was being aired on TV, and my parents used to hate it to a degree because I would watch it, yeah, endlessly whenever it was being rerun, or whether it was on MSNBC or I can't remember what other channel it was shown on. But one thing's for sure, this show already captivated my attention for various reasons. One of which is the performance of which we're about to see here with Lorne. So, you know, before we really start reacting, one thing is, again, if for some reason you have no idea what To Catch a Predator is or any of this is all about, in the description I will probably put a couple videos that I think really bring one up to speed about not just what To Catch a Predator is, but what it actually kind of became afterwards, and what it continues to be, not just within the fandom, but even with what Chris Hansen, which he is somewhat of a gray character to some, that have either partaken in being interested in just Lorne or just being interested in To Catch a Predator as a whole. But yeah, the flame of To Catch a Predator still goes on for those of you that aren't fully aware about that. But with all that said and done, let's go ahead and get into reacting to none other than Lorne's infamous moment in the hot seat here with Chris Hansen. Let's check it out.
The Tears. You ever watch a program called Dateline NBC?
Sure.
Hey, I'm glad you could come.
Girl.
Up next, a man shows up on his birthday, hoping for more than a kiss.
Well, then what did you want to do?
Well, I want to kiss first.
Oh, yeah.
And later, he starts crying.
Sure.
Put your hands on your back.
And crying. And crying.
I can't go to jail tonight. You will go to jail tonight.
He will go to jail tonight. But no, seriously, before we keep going further with this, one thing I should mention as well that I'll probably also already have linked in the description of the videos is one of the ways that I rekindled my interest in all of this was a YouTuber who, unfortunately for certain reasons that I don't feel I have the authority or the comfort to speak on, had to quit doing this kind of reaction and content on To Catch a Predator. But his name is Base Shaman, and it was quite interesting seeing the interest of Lorne starting to peak at a time when I was already doing my own creative things, and this guy, the reason I bring up Bay Shaman, would do some of the most hilarious impressions of Lorne, where I think in part also played a role in having a lot of what we also have now within this, whether it's like the Church of Cod, which is, and I don't know if it's really something, this might be, and anybody that may be associated in any way with what any of this, please, like, don't chop my head off, as I am not all involved into any of this. I just, been a silent observer from afar. But they've gone through various iterations of how they like to be referred. But this guy's gotten catfished, and in the description in the video, so you'll see specifically where some people have already, chronicled this guy's exploits after the show. But going back to Bay Shaman, his videos back, I think it was probably 2015 that I came across them, maybe 2016. But he would do these impressions dressed up as Lorne in the hat, everything, and that's where a lot of us, before I'm sure we were already all were saying the same thing, like I was just mimicking Lorne, but just particular things, which I'll bring up when we get to it, but let's keep going.
Wait until you hear the plans he made for his date with a young teen.
Back up against the wall there.
In a few minutes, our next potential predator will probably be thinking he too should have stayed away.
Okay, his name is Lorne, L-O-R, and you're Kayla.
Oh yeah.
You should have condoms, pizza, bracelet, and a can.
Where's the pizza, Lorne?
Hey, I'm glad you could come.
Hey girl,
How are
don't
you?
hey girl her. Where's the pizza?
Good.
Turns out,
See, there you go. If you guys paid attention, let's go real quick to this little thing. I'm sorry, I was talking over like an idiot, but here.
I'm glad you could come. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
See, you see that joyful, jolly tone or demeanor that he's trying to come in with the "Hey girl, good. How are you doing?" It's just like not too well. Why should it matter if I'm ragging on the guy or not? But that's the kind of thing that prevailed in the community, that I've heard some people within the TCAP community, whenever they do their own reactionary videos or analysis of this type of thing with Lorne, they always make sure to throw in things like, "Hey girl, I'm good, how are you doing?" like that, and it's just the most hilarious thing ever, because the dude's from Maine, which we'll also find out here for those of you that don't already know about Lorne. But from that, we've just grown to have like not even like making fun of the people of Maine, because I mean they have nothing to do with this, but yeah, we have a particular Maine parentheses Lorne accent just that is used within the community, and that's one of the things that of why I love being a silent observer from afar as entertainment when I'm not doing shit with side sounds and conversations.
turns out today's his birthday. He's 37-year-old Lorne Armstrong, a construction worker. He's been chatting with a girl posing as a 13-year-old for more than a month. It's one of the longest chat logs we've ever seen. 407 pages. Using the screen...
407 pages. 407 pages. Do you guys have an idea how much the average script is and has, as far as like, trust me, it's not 407 pages. I think there's been some scripts that are like less than 100 pages, give or take, that they're not really super long feature films, but 407 pages of chat. And again, this guy was turning how old? Late 30s, and he's talking to somebody that's supposed to be underage. And the thing that bothers me about this is it's one of those things where, like, what are you talking about? What are you going to talk about for 407 pages? Like, and this is not even to attest to what is already prevalent, which is like the levels of what would be the proper adjective or word to describe the levels of his grooming that he's on for 407 pages? Like, you, even if you were like Robin Williams in 1 hour photo type of lonely, I just don't understand for 407 pages what could possibly be so encapsulating. But let's go ahead and find out.
Named Lorne A20014, he tells her how to masturbate and then asks her if she wants to see him naked. She agrees, and he turns on his webcam.
Oh.
He wants her to look at his penis.
Would you like to see it up close so you can get a better look at it?
Oh my gosh. I guess.
And he would go on like that for like so many lines. Like, he was so pathetic and weird to the point where in one line he was telling her, because he didn't, if you see the picture right here and this little amazing, beautifully backlit as well as this place is lit, you see a box and you see this computer chair and everything, but this is around the area where he slept. So what he would do in a one line, he's all, I left my webcam on for you if you want to see me sleep, precious. Which, again, big ups to Bass Shaman, because that's where I got the the impression of that. But yeah, which is, again, whether you're 14, 20, 75, 58, unless you're a K-pop fan or somebody that, you know, goes on Twitch and watches somebody sleep, nobody wants to watch you sleep, Lorne. Nobody wants to watch... I'm sorry, Lorne, underscore A underscore 20014. You're already giving yourself almost a prison inmate number, which is ironic. But yeah, why? I left my cam on for you.
Yes, if you want to show me.
After chatting with the decoy, posing as a 13-year-old for just 6 days, he expresses his deep love for her.
I wish I could marry you right now, because I would do it. That's how special you are to me, and that's how much I love you.
But he clearly knows...
One thing that I'm going to bring up to any of you guys in the Predator community that have been, you know, pretty well and around with any of these creeps and knowing their background villain stories. What's the Jimmy Kimmel looking guy? He's in the more recent one. Do you guys think Lorne had a similar interest? Because, you know, that guy wasn't the only one that was going into the house with, like, a marriage contract. And I can't speculate because these are people's lives. But I'm fan theorizing the same way most fictional characters, because these people are kind of forfeited them being taken seriously, being that they were not only just sexual predators, but trying to get with underage people, because it's not just girls, it's like boys as well. Like, they go everywhere, and that shouldn't surprise anybody, because I mean, they're people still. And this isn't a way of humanizing when saying they're people. It's more like, what is the purpose behind some of these these fuckers? And I'm only just gonna curse now at this point, because it's not like that this is really like a thing that's monetizable, and I don't really care about that. It's more about getting my opinions and ideas across with this stuff. But in regards to Lorne, I always do wonder if he could, when he says that right here,
For you right now.
that right there, I wish I could marry you right now. It makes me call back to the more recent, like, Jimmy Kimmel looking dude, with the pizza that he's all, you want some? That guy. Oh man, why did I go blank on his name? Anyways, the point being is this really, like, I know for a fact it's not love, but do they see this as, like, societally it would be more understandable or accepted? Because it wouldn't. First off, like, that's not going to be accepted basically anywhere that is mainly anywhere with people. I mean, let's be real. Like, but what is this? What is this fascination? Because I mean, there's other people here on this show that just talk so down on marriage. Some of them even end up cheating, and it is cheating that they were trying to get with somebody that's underage, whether they exist or not. But the point is, if they only want the whistle to make a sound, why is it that they're wanting it to be fully encased and cherished? Because they have no interest in really trying, because obviously they're trying to like groom an underage person, put in little effort, overpower, do all of these things that we've heard all of these people online react and already talk and give their input about these people. But for me with this, it's just it's just trying to like seal the deal, I guess, with your depraved, weird, detached yet longing for some societal acceptance delusion. Which, what do I know? I just have pink hair, right? I should be going out there and fighting about what, like a candy icon, or I need to like make some video talking about something that I can't really entirely change. Whatever.
Because I would do it. That's how special you are to me, and that's how much I love you.
But he clearly knows what he's doing is wrong, telling her to delete all evidence of their chat log.
Okay, delete your archives, and remember, Mrs. Kayla Marie Armstrong, I love you more than anything.
He was so excited to be here, and he came walking in very
sure he
proud,
was.
very excited. It's a massage
Oh my
chair.
God,
It
look at
vibrates
that.
when you press the buttons.
Oh,
Look, oh my God.
oh my god.
I thought you had blonde hair.
thought you had
Do you like it? I dyed it
I
by
think
myself.
it's pretty.
So, in what they could establish and what was established between them, and by the way, she wasn't the person that was on the chat, which was pretty obvious. They just had her play a role because I thought you had blonde hair, otherwise it wouldn't have happened, that's a little, and it's so funny how, like, I don't know if it's like instinctual, purposeful, subconscious on a level, on a collective level, on production here at To Catch a Predator, but I've always found it peculiar that there's always these minor details that, again, either the lack of professionalism because they're trying to stay on a schedule, because they're putting all of them on a schedule when they're all coming in. But the point being is, how much of this is also purposeful? Like, okay, well, you're gonna go out there with a brunette hair. Let's see if he even paid attention, and I'm not even gonna say anything further, because the last thing I'd like to give anybody is a potential predator ideas about how they could defend themselves. But I have an idea of why this may be sort of done, and why, if it is being done purposefully, and I think it is pretty clever. But at the same time, shouldn't have gone, shouldn't have talked, shouldn't have done it.
Thank you.
It's very pretty.
Well, weren't you going to bring me something?
Well, yes, I was. And I did.
Did you bring condoms?
Yes, I did.
No, you did it. See, the thing is that she was asking, she may have been asking for that, but look, we'll see right now. This is bothers me about him.
Where are they?
Out in the truck.
Well, what good are they going to do in the truck if we're in here?
Well, yell at me, why don't you? I haven't had a kiss yet.
Oh, okay. Well, then what did you want to do?
Well, I want a kiss first.
And then what?
Can I have a kiss first?
Well, let's talk first. We just got-
So, the more and more I always watch, and I go back to watching Lorne as a distraction, like many of the things that we're going to be reacting on here on the sites section of the channel. But one thing that's always peculiar to me about him is that, and you'll see more later when you see things that, spoiler alert, he gets catfished later on in life. But can some of you guys attest to the fact that this is like an early sign of the Lorne that we all know in those like Ramona phone calls from some of the catfishing sagas, or what's going on with this?
I haven't had a kiss yet.
Oh, okay. Well, then what did you want to do?
Well, I want a kiss first.
And then what?
Can I have a kiss first?
Well, let's talk first.
Whatever, Lorne. But I always get frustrated with this dude because in the chat and everything, they always do stuff like, you know, they ask them to bring stuff that's not just obviously sets off like red flags. They want some realism to this whole Operation Shindig. So they'll go ahead and ask for something like, hey, you know, go ahead and, like, is there, like, a pizza place or something nearby or something? Yeah, go ahead and bring us, like, tell them to bring a pizza just to show, like, again. And it's not like I'm giving away any Chris Angel magic secrets here, but they want to show certain levels of intent or everything, or just even if it comes down to, like, court cases and such, they could even go as far as asking some of those local places for, hey, was this person here? Okay, you know, whatever. I'm sure nobody here is being introduced to anything new with this stuff. But anyhow, they asked him for a pizza. And this guy here, I think in the certain part right here that I may have either been talking over like a moron. She's all, weren't you going to bring some pizza? He's all, I didn't say I was going to bring some. Yeah, you did. And like, also no surprise, he's pretty broke, so like the fact that he even made it here was a miracle in and of itself. You know, the things that some are willing to do to get certain things that maybe go focus on something else, Lorne.
Okay.
Here.
Are you nervous?
A little bit.
A little bit, not as bad as you thought you would be. I like seeing you in person.
Yeah, I like seeing you too.
Good.
Seem pretty comfortable there.
Hi, sir.
How are you?
All right, how are you doing?
What's happening?
How are you doing?
Not too much?
Not too much. So what are you up to tonight?
Not a whole lot.
Well, I'll tell you, for
Not a whole lot. See, and those are the kind of lines and things that I just love about not only there's plenty to hate about Lorne, but there's also plenty to take from him, and not a whole lot is one of those, like, there are certain moments where I'll be at the store and somebody's asking me, like, oh, what do you have there? I'm like, not a whole lot. You know, just one of those things that, whatever.
the last several days, you've been up to a lot. You're a pretty prolific chatter there. Want to explain yourself?
Not really. I never really was going to do anything.
You weren't really going to do anything.
No.
So you brought condoms. What else did you bring?
I brought her a bracelet.
And she is how old?
She's supposed to be 13.
And how old are you?
37.
Now, besides all this chat here, and we'll go through that in a minute, you also sent...
What an age difference. Ring in that one song. Copyright banning, but, you know, insert that infamous Tyler song with the lyrics. Lorne. I think Lorne might have ghostwritten that.
a whole bunch of pictures. Now, why would you think that's appropriate?
Oh, it's not.
It's not.
It's not. You tell her to delete her art.
It's not.
Besides all this chat here, and we'll go through that in a minute, you also sent
Give him
a
Chris.
whole bunch of pictures. Now, why would you think that's appropriate?
It's not.
It's not. You tell her to delete her archives.
Delete your
You don't want her to
archives,
get in
precious.
trouble by her parents.
You talk about
What?
getting
How
married.
thoughtful,
to
Lorne.
her. Getting married. She's 13.
I meant when she was 18.
You were going to marry her.
Oh, when she was 13, you said, I would marry you right now. I would seriously marry you right now. Where are you? Where are you, and what conversation were you having that we read that you said, I meant when she was 18? No, you didn't.
Her when she turned 18. What do you think ought to happen to you?
I think I should go to counseling to get off the internet. I can do some things I can't do that.
Well, if you had done that in 2022, you could have counted on BetterHelp. And for all your... No, I'm just playing.
Go on.
Well, there's something I got to tell you. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on it. Now you're free to walk out of this house right now. But if there's anything else you want to say, now would be the time to say it.
He has nothing further to say and tries to make a quick exit, apparently not knowing what's in
Why
store
don't
for
you
him
try?
outside.
police officer! Down! Get down! Put your hands behind your
He was
back.
on the ground, Lorne.
He's taken to the local police station where his car is searched.
On Mr. Armstrong's truck, we found some condoms.
Oh, what
a variety
diversity.
Pack, plus some jewelry.
So you could have bought her the jewelry, but you couldn't bring the pizza, Lorne? You know, you could have just been like, I mean, you were trying to be so sweet and everything. Why couldn't you just been like, oh, I brought you the pizza, precious. I just didn't bring you. And we only do that because if you listen to some of it, which if you guys want to later, I could react to some of those phone calls with the decoys. But he has this weird like quirk, mannerism, tick. I don't know. It might be a nervous thing. But he likes to do that. Like you hear him talking. It's not even like a speech impediment. It's weird because like you can listen to people from Maine, and anybody that's not Lorne doesn't sound like that. So he has like a really like Stephen King opened like a really particular pocket dimension for Lorne to have crawled out of, because you know he does have a lot of recurring characters coming out of Maine. Lorne might be one of the missing ones right here we never knew of. He might be the rejected Pennywise that they threw away into a ditch and he landed there, and now we have him, huh, precious.
Later, he's interviewed by law enforcement.
I believe you transmitted quite a few photographs.
I'd like an attorney.
All right.
Lorne Armstrong came in his pickup truck. He had a huge smile on his face. He was so excited. He came right into the driveway, and I went out on the stoop to wave him in, and he jumped out of the car like he won the lottery or something. He was so excited to be here, and he came walking in very proud, very excited, and he sat on down.
Look, oh my God.
Oh my
I
God.
thought you had blonde hair.
Oh yeah,
Do you like
different
it? I
angle.
dyed it
I
for
think
myself.
it's pretty.
Was it the
Thank you.
Scorsese
It's
cut?
very
Huh?
pretty.
The fact that it was his birthday, I'm sure he was thinking this was going to top off his day, and he just didn't know what to do with himself almost because he was so excited. And he almost made me feel comfortable. He told me to sit down in a chair, and I almost did because he was just that welcoming about it, and he thought he knew what he was doing. And
Well, you
figured he
dodged
had
the
me.
bullet there.
Did you
Casey.
bring any condoms?
Yes, I did.
Where are they?
Out in the truck.
Well, what good are they going to do in the truck if we're in here?
Well, yell at me, why don't you? I haven't had a kiss yet.
Oh, okay. Well, then what did you want to do?
Well, I want a kiss first.
And then what?
Can I have a kiss first?
Well, let's talk first. We just got here.
Would you like me to go out in the truck and get my stuff?
No, it's all right.
No?
Could've
You
sworn
don't
she
want your
brought
thing
up
right
the
now?
pizza
Present I gave
part
you?
some-
Well, what is it?
Well, I can't tell you.
Okay.
That wouldn't be much of a present if I told you.
Well, you can go get it in a little bit or something, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Are you nervous?
A little bit.
A little bit, not as bad as what you thought you would be.
Not as bad, but I still am kind of nervous. I'd rather, like, talk a little bit first and then, like, so I'm more comfortable, you know?
That's like cool.
It's like
Good.
cool.
I'm really glad.
And then bring him in with a skateboard and a back cap and saying, "Hey kids, how y'all doing?"
I like seeing you in person.
Yeah, I like seeing you too.
Good.
He definitely wanted a kiss, and he even asked me for one and smiled, like, come on, that's why I'm here. And I just kind of sat there like, oh, no, let's just talk
that
first.
face
And he
said it
got a
all.
little, you know.
That face right there. There you go. That's why I had that awful demonic smirk on my face. Because of that face that she couldn't help but to hide. That disgusting face. And with that, we're going to end this section of reacting to the saga, the tale, the legend, the unforgettable echo that is also known as Lorne Lynn Armstrong. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next part.